Hello, Battleground Culinary Arts and Baking and Pastry Arts students. Welcome back to class here in week two. We're going to continue another Ed Puzzle session on really just expounding on the course overview. Learning target is still I, and we will learn about course engagement and learning expectations. We'll cover a couple expectations and systems pieces. And then as well, we will cover some career exploration as part of this particular lesson. So here we go. Let's jump on in. A couple of systems items that I wanted to make mention to you. If you are a returning student in the culinary arts program and you're having problems getting into Ruby, or if your Ruby courses have not been reset and deleted, the food safety course, knife skills course, and plating course will all need to be redone as a review. You shouldn't have any problem completing those if you are a returning student in a very short order, just simply because it's a review of content for you. But if you have problems accessing Ruby as a returning student, do let me know, please. The other thing is, I know that we have some students that have arrived to the semester a little bit later in the week or in this second week of the semester. I just want to encourage you to grab a class pass from me. I've got them here in my hand. If you need one and you have not received one of these, you'll want to receive this from me right now, and then keep it in a safe place so that you can use it when you need to go to the restroom or get water or go to the office or something like that. You will show me the class pass and ask me if you can be released from the classroom, and only that's after instruction or cooking demonstration times are completed. If the time is right, I'll say yes, and then I'll initial this and you'll keep it, put it back in a safe place, and then you'll scan your phone on the QR code behind my desk on the wall and use that as your pass. You can be gone between 5 to 10 minutes is a reasonable amount of time. You'll want to use the men's and women's restrooms here in the A wing, and then as you approach the intersection just past the cafeteria, straight down the hallway from the A wing, there's a water fountain there if you need it. If you go down one more intersection, there's a water bottle filling station on your left-hand side, right before the last entrance as you go straight down this particular hallway. Okay, just a reminder, feel free, raise your hand right now. I'd be glad to get one of these to you. You'll only receive 6 out of class passes for the entire semester. Okay, what I want to do now, as I said, we're going to do some career exploration, and I want to show you this video. I've been showing this video to students for the last 12 or so years. It was produced by the National Restaurant Association. Many of you might have career paths already selected. You know what you want to do post-graduation, and that's completely fine. But I wanted to just paint a picture of the opportunities within this industry, the restaurant, hospitality, food service industry, and really just put these opportunities in front of you, because some of you, I've found students in my class over the years, they take the class and decide they want to change course, and they might want to go on to culinary school or a hospitality management program at WSU Vancouver or Pullman. And I want to be able to help you get to where you want to get to, both educationally after high school, and then also if you want assistance in finding a job while you're here in high school, that's something that I want to support you in. My wife works for the Washington Hospitality Association, and I hear about job openings on a regular basis and would love to get you connected. If I can help you with that, please don't hesitate to let me know. Another thing that, again, I've mentioned before that connects you with the industry is that we will, our credential for the Battleground Public Schools Culinary Arts programs is to receive a food handler's permit from Clark County. And so we'll be doing a testing on the permits in the next 2 weeks. And the goal is for you to have that credential on hand. So if you decide to work in this industry, you already have that certification. So we will be talking about that more in the days ahead. But what I want to do is just view this video and give you an opportunity to sit back, relax, breathe it in. And it's not a verbal video, it's musical in sense, but it's just showing you the depth, breadth, and really care that's within our industry. And it might inspire a few of you to be thinking about this as a future career path, and that's something that I want to help draw out of you. If so, that's exactly what happened to me when I was in 14 years of age in high school. I decided to get a job at the BK Steakhouse, and that was an opportunity that I don't regret. And I know many of you might need gas money and have costs starting to incur, and you need a couple extra bucks and a job on the side. The restaurant industry in particular is very accessible for teenagers, so something that you want to give consideration to. So here we go. We're going to play this video that talks a little bit about the industry or visualizes the industry. We serve our communities. When there's tragedy, our industry is there. That's powerful. Yeah, I love that video. I don't know why. It's just always resonated with me uh, over the years in culinary arts education to show to students. I enjoy putting it in front of students. And what I'm going to do now is I want you to jump into the ed puzzle. My next question is this: I'd like you to share with me just any emotion that that video evoked. Just one emotion: happy, um, care, hospitality, passion, whatever it might be. I want you to come up with your own words. I don't want to throw more out there, but just share one word, one emotion that if you were just, reaching within yourself, not, caring enough to really evoke some feeling there when you watched it. What feeling was that? And share that in the ed puzzle as part of this question. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, next, I want to talk about. I appreciate your sharing from the video. I again, being honest, vulnerable, and really choosing an industry of choice is important for all of us. And so, I want to first talk about the CTE pathways and how you'll find that the CTE pathways. The one that we're in is human services, and we're matched in with apparel and interior design, education training, sign language, culinary arts, and then you've got also food science in here as well. And so the goal here is for me to share the information with you about how to get the 2 credits. So students must earn at least 1 credit of career technical education courses. So that's 2 semesters, each one a half a credit, for one class. And if you take 2 classes in one semester, you could complete it in one semester, but a total of a credit. The other thing is CTE classes can also satisfy the graduation pathway requirement if the classes are a complete sequence of at least 2 credits and include the potential to earn college credit or an industry recognized credential, of which, as I said earlier, the food card does that for our program. The following pathway satisfies this requirement and are available at Battleground Public Schools. And so the culinary arts program, you can take a total of 2 credits, 4 semesters. That would be the intro to baking and intro to culinary courses, both a semester. And then the advanced culinary arts class, which doesn't have the student learning assessment templates. It's much more project-based learning, advanced learning, problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. But at the same time, combined with the 2 intro courses, satisfy this requirement. It also can be combined with other classes within human services to equal those 2 credits. And as a result, it helps support your testing requirements for graduation. So something for you to think about. All right. And if you have more questions about how to satisfy that, talk to your counselor or feel free to ask me. I'd like to help you. But again, we're trying to help you understand the CTE, career technical and education pathways, okay, within the school and how those pathways can benefit you in making your graduation requirements and also ensuring you're taking the right coursework to satisfy this. What I want to do now is I want to show a video, and I will choose a diversity of videos here over the next couple of weeks. And actually, over the next month or so, I'll be spotlighting baking and pastry and culinary related videos. So I'm choosing one here that just features being a pastry chef. And I want to just give you this sampling, this sort of spattering in the early part of every week for the next month or so of different occupations and career paths that you might pursue within the culinary arts, restaurant industry, and hospitality industry. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you a quick video here, and here we go.
I'm Heather McNally Gonzalez. I'm the Stable Cafe pastry chef on the Biltmore Estate. I love my job mainly because I have a chance to express myself on a daily basis. I make up the menus, I create the recipes. It's probably one of the most important things you do is you clean as you go. One of the major skills needed to be a good pastry chef is organization, obviously, and time management, because you have a lot of things happening at once. Certain things are very time sensitive, like bread, where there's only a certain time frame where it has to get in the oven. So you have to always keep an eye on what is waiting to go in the oven, plus what's already in the oven, making sure that you have the space in the oven for what's going to be ready at a certain time. Plus, you also have to be thinking about what's coming up. It's definitely a lot of fun. You have to be on your toes a lot. But I enjoy the people that I work with, and I enjoy the environment that I work in. I have worked for the Biltmore Estate for going on 11 years now. We have 5 different restaurants on the estate, plus other food and beverage outlets on top of that, and each one is very different in their identity. I love working for Biltmore. They take care of their employees. It's very family oriented. I love the variety that my job gives me on a daily basis. Tonight we have a party for 33 people, so I'm doing pumpkin creme brulee, and then I'm going to do maple glazed cookies to go with it. Some very important qualities that someone would need to have to be successful, especially at Biltmore, would be work ethic, a great attitude, an open mind, some really good people skills. I actually have a culinary education, which is different from pastry. When I got out of school, you actually have to do an externship, and I actually begged to stay in the pastry department. I never looked back. I would strongly recommend going to culinary or pastry school for if you would like to get into the industry. First of all, it gets you in the door. When we hire our cooks and pastry cooks, we look to the externs that we have first, because they already have the education behind them. We already know how they work. So it's a huge in to do that. When you first start out, it's much more about learning your skills, honing your skills, making sure that you're becoming faster at what you're doing, more accurate at what you're doing. And then as you progress over the years, then you start moving up into more supervisory and management positions. A typical pastry chef does work more early in the morning. The busiest day that we have here is on a Saturday when everybody else is off. So a lot of times you're working when other people are playing. So that's definitely something that you have to accept if you're going to be going into this field. At the same time, you're giving people these memories that they have, that they're spending these special days with you, their weddings and their birthdays and things like that. So you're contributing to people's happy memories. You just have to have yours on different days.
All right, that's a good, just a quick overview of being a pastry chef, and just a taste of what it is to be in that part of the industry. So what I want to do now is advance to the next slide. There we go. And pastry chef is just one of many. And I'll talk about different positions and different pathways that you can pursue in the industry here in the weeks ahead. One of the things that you'll see as you walk down the hallway here, coming into the Family and Consumer Sciences A Wing here at Battleground High School, you'll see a poster. And hopefully you'll see more of these emerge over time. But this is what's called a career tree. It's basically defined as education with purpose. And you'll see here that there are 3 sort of components. You got the entry level careers, you got the technical careers, and then you've got the professional careers. Okay. And what I want to do now is I want us to walk down, and I want you to sort of look at the entry level careers. And that's like a prep cook or dishwasher, event coordinator. Look at the positions. We're gonna just take a quick field trip down the hallway in just a moment. Look at the entry level careers, okay? And those can be careers, but the goal of our program is to help lift you up, to give you a living wage job and then some. So we want you to track into management positions. So you can start in an entry level career as a high school student, and that's a great place to begin, just like I did when I was 14 at the BK Steakhouse, right? But then you want to progress, and so typically the entry level careers are going to require very little training and education. Whereas technical careers might require an apprenticeship, an associate's degree, some sort of advanced certification, and you're moving into more of a leadership role, and it might be working for the USDA as an inspector or the health department, leading as a food service operations consultant, food stylist, food photographer, more independent work, dealing with even moving into having your own bakery or business. So we're gonna talk about those here in just a minute, and the opportunities in that space. And then really that space you could complete it at Battleground High School, move on to say Clark College and get an associate's degree in culinary arts. And you could look at that as a trajectory to get you into the industry and really hit that mid-level technical career. But then the top area, as I said earlier, is this professional career area. And that's really looking at that bachelor's degree, master's degree, even PhD. You could be teaching like me. I have my associates in culinary arts, my bachelor's in hospitality management, hospitality business management, a minor in business, a master's degree in education, and then my PhD, which I'm close to being done, but I don't know if I'll pursue going back. But that's in business with an emphasis in strategy and innovation. And so you can stack these degrees to get you where you want to get to. And if you look at the jobs around the professional careers, you're moving into management at that point. You're an executive. You're making leadership decisions. You're leading an organization, whether it be your own or for somebody else. And so I want us to head down the hallway here, and we're just going to close the door, leave your items at your desk, and we're going to head down there. I want us just to talk about the poster that's down there on the wall. Then we're going to come back. I want you to begin by approaching that poster, just looking at it. We're not going to be talking to one another so much. I want you just to read all the positions on the poster. And I want you to visualize, if I said that in your life you could only work in a position within the culinary arts and food service industries or hospitality industry, what might you choose as a career path? And I want you to choose the position that you'd be most apt if this was all you could do. You couldn't be the lawyer or doctor or firefighter or construction management person or welder or electrician that you want to be. We're going to set that aside for a moment. And I just want you to concentrate on what's in front of you. If you had to pick a job, I don't want you to talk much. I want you just to concentrate for yourself. Think for yourself. Read the positions. Think about what entry level technical career or professional career you might want to pick. And I want you to be ready to come back and share in the Ed Puzzle what type of position you might pursue. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk down there. We'll look at that. We'll talk about it for a minute. You're going to just breathe in for a minute and identify a position that you would target at any of these levels. And then you're going to come back and write a sentence in the Ed Puzzle and answer a question related to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. So the last thing I want to do, we just walked down, we answered the question related to the position that you might pursue in the hospitality or restaurant or food service industry. And I wanted to just talk really quickly, and I'm going to ask some questions in the Ed Puzzle, and I want you to answer them, and then we're going to review them. So the first question is going to be, who has worked in the food service industry from your family? Okay, so think about your brothers, your sisters, your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, your mom, your dad. Has any of them, have they worked in the food service or restaurant industry? And if so, where? That's going to be question number one. Which family members are they? You're going to define that as an answer to the question. And what type of position or organization did they work in? So where did they work? Okay, what was the position they worked in? And who was it that was in the position? And as I mentioned earlier, the health card is a value add that's embedded into our curriculum. And so we'll be talking more in the week ahead as we do the food safety and sanitation curriculum. We'll be talking about how you can get your Washington State Food Handlers card as part of the culinary arts program here. So, but let's go ahead and answer this. Who has work experience in your family? And then we're going to go through that and talk it through as a class. So again, share who in your family, what job they had, and what title they had. Okay. And I'll ask that in the Ed Puzzle, and then we'll sort of regurgitate that information and talk it through as a class. Okay. Okay, I really enjoyed reviewing that information with you. Thanks so much for really giving me a sense of where your roots are at, and one of the things that I also want you to be able to reflect on now is, would you maybe possibly consider this as a future career opportunity for you? So I'll ask that question. You don't need to answer it now, but hopefully this semester might reveal these opportunities ahead for you. Okay, what I want to do now is give you some some independent learning time. And I want you to, there's a handful of you that haven't completed the orientation quiz. I'm going to be coming around. We'll wrap that up. And then as well, you can start working on any outstanding Ed Puzzles that you've missed, just to ensure we get those completed and stay caught up on the content for the class. So with that, this concludes our Ed Puzzle session. And thanks so much for being so engaged. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.